Okay, hello class. I hope that you are doing great. I'm going to take advantage of this quick video to review a topic that we have been covering so far, which is the present perfect. So in this case, what we got is going to be a review. The most important that we have is that for the present perfect, there are certain aspects. That's why I want you to take a look to the following area of the word sheet. Okay, take a look. Eat, ate, eating. The structure of the verbs. Eat is used for simple present, as we know, as when we say yo como, I eat. Okay. Ate is used for simple past, as when we say I ate, yo comí. And the last one, this is called the past participle, and the past participle is used when we want to use the present perfect in ideas like yo he comido, I have eaten. Take a look that eating is the same than comido. This column, the last column of the verbs, is the one that in Spanish we add the participle like hado, ido, to, so, cho, like hecho, estudiado, leído. So this last column refers to this kind of particle, okay? That's why it's important for us to memorize the verbs that are in there. Okay, this is the structure. This is the most important that we have. Remember that for the present perfect, to say ideas like yo he comido, ella ha comido, hemos estudiado, we need to have the subject, have and has, and the verb in past participle. For example, I have tried sushi. Yo he probado el sushi. Okay. If it's negative, as well, we remember that with he, she, and it, we use has. We, you, and they, we use have. This is part of the rule. Negative, okay, we only have to add not, as in the sentence, I have not tried sushi. Yo no he probado sushi. So in this case also we may use the contraction I haven't or she hasn't. The same rule. We, you, they, and I, we use have. He, she, and it, we use has. Okay. And for interrogative statements, we say have and has, the subject, and the verb in past participle. Have you tried sushi? Remember that in the three sentences, in the three structures, we need to add the verb in past participle. Okay. So we are always going to keep it in that way. And this is the relevant part that we got. Okay, so this is the famous situation that we got with the present perfect that sometimes it's important for us. We use the present perfect most cases to express things you have done in your life, para expresar cosas que hemos hecho en nuestra vida. She has never studied Japanese. I have studied English. I have learned to do many things. I have learned to drive a car. Okay? So the present perfect is usually focused to express these ideas. It's like a compilation of all the things that we have done in our life. Es una compilación de las cosas que hemos hecho en la vida. A lo largo de mi vida he viajado, he conocido muchas personas, he sido feliz, he estudiado, etc. Or in negative way, no he trabajado de albañil. Okay, so we have to say I have studied, I have traveled, I have not, let's say, studied French in a formal way. Okay, so this is how we do it with this specific structure related to the present perfect. The present perfect has this situation. Part of the complement of the present perfect is for and since, and this is like something new. We use for and since to talk about the length of time, longitude, the length of time for a particular action. Take a look. For a period, for is used for a period of time, and for is used for a number of times. Okay? Since is used from a starting point and from a time of date. How do we understand this? Let's see that in Spanish we say, yo he leído desde que era niño. So how do we say this? I have read since I was a child. So that's why the since is like the equivalent to desde in Spanish. Or we can say, yo he viajado por muchos años. This is another sentence. If I want to translate this sentence, I am going to say, I have traveled for many years. Okay, for many years. So in this case, for is used when we have the specific time. Okay, well, the time expression. So this is the situation. For could be por, the equivalent in Spanish to por, and since is the. These are the two most common complements that we have with for the present perfect, which are for and since. That's why I say for 7 minutes, for 3 weeks, for 2 days, for 5 months, for 8 years, for 3 centuries, siglos, 3 centuries, for a long time, forever. Since is mostly specific when we have the specific year, the specific time. Since desde las 8, since 8, since June, since Monday, since December, since 1984, since 1900, since I left the school, since the beginning of time. Okay, so since is always used with the starting point, el punto de comienzo. ¿Cuándo comenzó? A las 8, el 1 de junio, el lunes, en diciembre, en 1984. For, it doesn't mention the starting point, it mentions the length, the duration of time, the period of time. For how many minutes? 7. For how many weeks? 3 weeks. For 2 days. This is precisely what we have here. It says, I have been in Chile. This is present perfect. For or since, we have 10 years. This is duration, okay? This is for, okay? Why for? Because remember that for is for the period of time. In this case, the period of time is 10 years. The next one, my parents have lived in Santiago. The starting point, comenzaron a vivir en 96, so since 1996. Then he had been reading for, ha estado leyendo por 2 horas. So the duration. I haven't seen you. What about this? No lo he visto por años. For ages. Okay? So, and finally, he hasn't been to London. No ha estado en Londres desde su último cumpleaños, desde ese punto en el pasado. So, since his last birthday. That's the situation that we need to take into consideration with for and since. These are the two most common complements that we use with present perfect. For example, I have studied English for 10 years. I have studied English since I was 15 years old. So these are the two most common complements that we have with the present perfect. I hope that you can understand this topic well. So if you have doubts, let me know.